Hi, everybody. I wanted to share a quick resource and tool with you that I've used in the past during my kids' yoga classes. And it's called a mindfulness meditation jar. And what it is, it's basically just a mason jar filled with water and then glitter. And that's pretty much all you need. Maybe a couple drops of glycerin to allow the glitter to settle more slowly. But what I use this for is in talking with parents or teachers or even, one-on-one in a group with kids, we talk about three things: their thoughts, their feelings, and their behavior. And oftentimes what happens is there's a thought, which then triggers a feeling, which then triggers a behavior. And, I'll hear parents say, "Oh, he's just giving me such a hard time." Well, he's not giving you a hard time, he's having a hard time. And so I want to empower kids to be able to not only recognize the big feelings that come up as a result of a thought or, something that happens, a trigger, but to skillfully move through that. And so the cool thing about the mindfulness meditation jar is that it's a perfect way to show visually what's happening in our mind and in our bodies oftentimes when we can be affected by a stressor in our lives. And this is great for teens too. So I think about a normal school day and, say for example, Nash gets up and he's upset that Nola ate the last two pancakes or something like that, or vice versa. There's the thought, oh, she ate the last two pancakes. And then there's the feeling, frustration. I wanted those pancakes, right? And then the behavior, which might be name calling or, ultimately getting mad at me, maybe like, why didn't you make more? And so what the mindfulness meditation jar does is it shows us with the glitter kind of what can happen. Even before the school day starts, there can already be things that kind of stir up our emotions and our feelings and thoughts of frustration. And when those things arise and we don't have the tools to work through that, we can carry that through our school day. We can carry that with us. Same with adults, right? There's a lot that can happen between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. when we arrive at work or whatever. And so the mindfulness meditation jar, I have the kids pick 3 different colors of glitter. One color represents the thought, one represents the feeling, and the third represents the behavior. And as they pour that into the water, they can see it starts to kind of swirl around. And you can add a couple drops of glycerin as well, which helps the glitter settle more slowly. And you want to make sure you get the glitter that actually settles and doesn't float. There's, I guess, a couple different types. But and what we do then is seal them up, and I'll put tape around the top, especially for the little ones. But we talk about, those thoughts and feelings that arise. And what happens is they see that the jar gets clouded, with this glitter, and that represents the internal landscape, right? Our minds and our bodies. And when things are all shaken up like that and fairly chaotic, it's hard to pay attention. It's hard to have that learning mind ready, right, to absorb information. And so when I tell the kids, what happens when we set the jar down and we just let it be for a while, they see that the glitter begins to settle. And that is the nature of the mind as well. When we can sit in stillness and use our breathing as a tool or a guided meditation of some sort as a tool, we're doing a couple of things. We're educating the kids on, feelings and thoughts and how they can be a trigger to our behaviors. But we're also giving them a way to skillfully move through that big feeling and recognize, oh, I'm upset, and instead of, punching or saying something that I might regret or getting angry at somebody else and really reacting to a situation, it gives them an opportunity to get still and take a mindful moment and take a breath and see if there's a way to move through that differently. And so a wonderful book that I have here at home is called Growing Up Mindful by Dr. Christopher Willard, and I recommend this highly for parents, for teachers. But there's tons of tools in there, and I will have a number of resources up on my website as well. And if you go to Mindful You, Mindful Me on Facebook, I'll also have the glitter jar recipe so you guys can see that and have kind of some text to go along with that to share that with your children. So I hope that that is helpful, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.